Hey y'all! Beating Pokemon Red using only one Charmander was one of our hottest runs yet, so let's finish things up in the Kanto Starter miniseries by beating Pokemon Red using only one Pikachu. As usual, the rules are I can only use Pikachu in battle, and I can't use any items in battle. By the way, if you like this kind of content and want to see more, be sure to subscribe and check out more of these videos on my channel. Pikachu is known for being the mascot of the Pokemon franchise, as well as a corporate shill and blatant sellout. Pikachu's speed is good, but my god, the rest of the stats are horrible. You can't even call this thing a glass cannon, it doesn't hit hard enough. More like a glass whoopee cushion? On top of that, the move pool is wretched. It's basically just electric and normal. Seriously, Raichu is superior in every aspect, but let's just get into it. Off at Professor Oak's lab, I used the Universal Pokemon Randomizer to replace Squirtle with Pikachu so that our rival will pick Bulbasaur. Grass type resists electric, so it should be the hardest starter for us to deal with. Being constantly bombarded by adoring fans and paparazzi alike, I bet Pikachu wishes it could return to a normal life of obscurity, so I nickname ours Anonymouse. Pikachu starts off with just Thundershock and Growl. And it doesn't get much better from here on. Right away, you can see just how badly Pikachu is going to struggle with Bulbasaur. Look at how little those Thundershocks are doing. I had to retry this battle a ton of times, because I know right off the bat we need all the experience and money we can get for Brock. I struggle to win this battle until I get an attempt where Bulbasaur goes for an ungodly number of growls, practically giving us the win, and I think, out of pity. By the time I reach Brock, Pikachu is only at level 14, even after beating all the other trainers along the way. So I have to grind, because at this level, Pikachu's best move for Brock is Quick Attack, and there's just no way to beat him. He takes literally 1 point of damage while dealing massive damage in return. So I don't like it, but our only option is to level up and cheese out a win. And I'm no stranger to long and arduous grinds, but this certainly wasn't the worst one. See the Execute video for that, but it certainly wasn't a skip through a field of daisies either. It's not until level 24 that I managed to get a win against Broxrox, and that's mostly thanks to Onix going for a much higher number of bites than usual, which equate to free damage for us. Geez, even Charmander didn't struggle this much against Brock. By comparison to Brock, Misty was a total cakewalk. I'm already super high leveled thanks to Brock, which I hate for these runs since I try to do them at minimum levels, but at least Thundershock makes quick work of Misty's Starfish, and I head north to take on the rival Bubs once again. Pikachu is now level 26 and has the normal type move Swift, so Bubs isn't an issue this time thanks to some decent power. Pudgeotto goes down quickly with Thundershock and Bulbasaur gets 2-shot by Swift. You know, the good thing about this game is that even when we get over-leveled because of Brock, the important trainers hike the level cap very quickly during this next part of the game, so it's not a cakewalk for long. After the rival Bubs, we head to the SS Sand in Vermilion City to take on, well, the rival Bubs. I replaced Swift with the TM for Body Slam, easily one of the best moves that Pikachu can learn in this game. Bubs' Pokemon haven't grown much since the last time we saw him, you know, like 5 seconds ago, so Pikachu still makes quick work of him. After that, me and my rat rub an old man's back, and that's that. Next up is Lieutenant Surge, and this battle is a joke for the Chew. Electric resists electric, so our Chonkachu having Body Slam is the deciding factor here. Heck, I spent more time solving the gym puzzle than actually beating Surge. Well, there you go folks, we got our anime moment of Pikachu beating Surge's Raichu. Are you happy now? After that, I traverse Rock Tunnel in the dark and reach the rival Bubs at the Pokemon Tower in Lavender Town. The mandatory hiker in Rock Tunnel was honestly more of a challenge than Bubs. I taught Pikachu the TM for Thunderbolt that we got from Surge, so now we actually have some decent firepower, especially for this early in the game. Pikachu also learned Agility, which will be very important for this run, but more on that later. For now, let's enjoy our last moments of being over-leveled compared to other trainers. After Bubs, I head on over to the Celadon City Gym to take on the Grass Gym leader Erica. Already, you can see the level gap is closed, and now Body Slam does a lot less damage than I'd like. It takes multiple hits to knock out her decently bulky Pokemon, and we thankfully don't get put to sleep by Victory Bell. Vileplume puts up one heck of a fight, taking Pikachu all the way down to 1 HP. Seriously, Pikachu's lack of power and bulk is now painfully apparent that we're not over-leveled anymore. And things kinda get worse for Pikachu from here on out. After beating Erica, I head to the Rocket Game Quarter hideout to take on Giovanni, who's normally a complete pushover. Well, that's not the case here. I lose to Giovanni. Kind of a lot. Body Slam is our best move here, and even with me badge boosting our attack stat with Agility, we just don't do enough damage. For those who are new here, every time your stats are modified in battle in this game, the stat boosts granted by the gym badges are reapplied. Still, we only win this one due to a combination of full paralysis luck and the fact that Kangaskhan didn't attack us when it could have very easily ended the battle. But just like Ash Ketchum and his Pikachu, we take it. Moving right along, I head straight to the Silph Company building to take on the rival Bubs once again, and this battle is very frustrating. We need Badge Boost to attack in order to deal with the Alakazam and the Venusaur, but setting them up against the Pidgeot is annoying because it lowers our accuracy with Sand Attack. Even with Badge Boost to attack, Alakazam survives a Body Slam, but thankfully the cheating Bubs' retroactive potion lets us pick up the KO without taking any damage. In the end, it's the Venusaur that's the problem. Its Razor Leaf always critical hits for massive damage, and it's so bulky that we need multiple Body Slams to take it out. After beating Bubs, I tried taking on Giovanni, but Pikachu is just not cutting the mustard at this point. So instead, I head on over to the Fuchsia City Gym to take on the Poison Gym leader Koga. His Pokemon are pretty bulky and love to raise their evasion and lower our accuracy. Plus, his Weezing hits like a truck with Sludge and straight up obliterates Pikachu with Self-Destruct. Luckily, though, his moves are mostly chosen at random, so there isn't much to do besides click Thunderbolt over and over and hope for Koga to muck it up by picking crappy moves. Here's a sentence I never thought I'd say. Giovanni is still too strong, so I go and take on Blaine at the Cinnabar Island Gym instead. Since I'm only attacking with Thunderbolt, there's no reason to try to Badge Boost our attack with Agility. Hey, speaking of Badge Boost though, Blaine's Volcano Badge does give us the Badge Boost for Special, which will help with Pikachu's damage output a lot moving forward. Pretty much anytime Pikachu can use Thunderbolt, it's great. Otherwise, it sucks. With Blaine extinguished, there's nothing left to do but try to brute force past Giovanni, and now that we have the Volcano Badge boosting our special, Nidorino and Kangaskhan go from doing most of our health to getting one KO'd, but still, the Rhyhorn resists our Body Slam and we take a lot of damage in the many turns it takes to knock it out. The Nidoqueen doesn't resist Body Slam, but it can still tank a hit and retaliate with Body Slam. I reset this battle close to 30 times until Nidoqueen finally forgoes Body Slam for Poison Sting, and Pikachu cheeses out a win. With that Odyssean task behind us, I head over to the Saffron City Gym to beat up Sabrina. We're a decently high level compared to her Pokemon, and we deal quite neatly with most of them using Body Slam. Her Alakazam does actually survive a Badge boosted Body Slam, which is more of a testament to how weak Pikachu is, rather than how bulky Alakazam is. Still, it goes for Reflect to boost its defense, but too little too late, and Pikachu beats Sabrina for the Marsh Badge. But unfortunately, that means we're right back to having to beat Giovanni once again. And now that we have to beat Giovanni for our final gym badge, I try the battle and very quickly realize there's no way we can win with these moves at this level. Thankfully, now that Team Rocket has left Saffron City, we can access the TM for Mimic, which makes this battle against Giovanni way friggin' easier. Mimic lets us copy Dig from the Dugtrio, which now gives us a super effective move for most of his Pokemon. This strategy only works because Dugtrio has Dig and not Earthquake. Dig is a 2-turn move, and Mimic takes a turn to copy the move before you can use it. If Dugtrio had Earthquake, it would just 1-KO us the turn we need to copy the move, but because it has Dig, we can use our Dig to dodge his Dig. If not for Mimic, I'd probably have to take Pikachu's levels well into the 60s or even 70s to even stand a remote chance of winning this battle. And I have neither the time nor the sanity left for that level of grinding. Before we can take on the Elite Four, there's just one more battle with Bubs, and this one was awful. I didn't have this much trouble with Bubs in the Silph Company building, and he has basically the same team, but the difference here is that now we're not over-leveled, and Razor Leaf from Venusaur does way more damage than before. I tried this battle so many times and kept losing horribly until Inspiration struck. Instead of one-hit KOing the Alakazam with Body Slam, first I use Mimic to copy Psychic, which is super effective against Venusaur. Unfortunately, we level up before the Venusaur, meaning our badge boosts are reset, but we're still able to win with Psychic because Venusaur went for Vine Whip instead of going for Razor Leaf, which would easily knock us out. Pikachu truly does have anime protagonist luck in this run. Alright, here are the stats going into the Elite Four, and they're terrible. And the moveset is usable, but you just know this is gonna be a total struggle. At least Lorelei should be easy, but Bruno's gonna suck. Speaking of Lorelei, Pikachu is frail for sure, but we have Thunderbolt and most of her Pokemon are water types, so yeah, we could just spam Thunderbolt and hope to win, and we probably would. Or we could use Mimic to copy Amnesia from Slowbro to maximize our special. Now don't judge me, Pikachu has been thoroughly underwhelming this entire time, so just let me enjoy this one opportunity to wield the power of a Poke-God. With Amnesia, Pikachu has basically the same power it does in the anime, so that's a good excuse, right? There's plot reasons. Besides, Lapras in these past couple of runs has been a real troll with Body Slam and Confuse Ray, so I'd rather just clap those cheeks in one hit and move on with our lives. After Lorelei is Bruno. I use a rare candy to level up and reset our experience so we don't level up during the battle, which, remember, resets our badge boosts. At first, I legitimately thought this battle would be impossible. Then I decided to replace Body Slam with Submission, a fighting type move that can actually hit the Onix for super effective damage. The only problem here is that Submission deals recoil damage, so it makes knocking out the two Onix easier while making surviving the battle harder. It's a fine line to walk. Even with Submission, Pikachu needs a lot of badge boosts. Not just the 3 from Agility, but also the 6 we steal mimicking Onix's Harden. Once we have all 9 badge boosts, yeah, Pikachu can one-hit KO sweep the entire team, but if the lead Onix does more than 55 damage to Pikachu, the battle is over and we have to reset, because Pikachu will 100% knock itself out due to recoil. Well, after Bruno is Agatha, and there's really nothing we can do here besides use her own tactics against her. Her Ghost Pokemon have high special, and Thunderbolt is really the only move we can use, so we need Firepower. Unfortunately, there aren't any moves we can copy from Agatha to help badge boost, but we can copy Hypnosis to give us more turns to attack, which is kind of like doing more damage. This is imperative since even with 3 badge boosts, it takes multiple Thunderbolts to knock out every Pokemon besides Golbat. It's also super important to knock out the Golbat as soon as it comes in, or to make sure it stays asleep, because you do not want it going for Haze, which not only removes your stat buffs, but also our badge boosts. And on top of everything, Hypnosis is only 55% accurate, and I swear her Pokemon are programmed to wake up earlier than normal. It might not look like this battle was all that difficult, but just remember that you're only seeing the battle where I actually won, and not the dozens of tries where Agatha lost and made me want to cry into a bowl of cold porridge. Next up is the final Elite Four member Lance, and right away I use all of our rare candies but one, which we'll need for the battle with Bubs. Normally Gyarados is the worst part of this battle, but we've got Thunderbolt here so it's no biggie. It's the rest of Lance's Pokemon that are the problem. Why do you ask? Because they have Hyper Beam, and they love to use it. There's not even a clever strategy I could use here to avoid losing to Hyper Beam. Pikachu's health and defense are such hot garbage that the Hyper Beam one-hit KOs us even through 3 defense badge boosts. So there is but one strategy. Pray to RNGesus. That's right, Lance will pick moves at random against Pikachu, and we just need him to not attack us. I wish it was more elegant than that, but it's not. This has been one of the most grueling Elite Four runs in any of these challenges, and thank Bidoof, it's finally time to take on the champion, our rival Bubs. First off, I used that last rare candy to reset our experience to avoid leveling up during the battle. I need to delay leveling up during the battle as long as possible, since leveling up resets our badge boosts. I also replaced Submission with Double Edge, which is a strong normal type move, but also does recoil. The final battle begins, and Pikachu takes little from Pidgeot's wing attack, so we safely set up our agilities. I used Mimic to copy Psychic once again for the Venusaur, but then Alakazam survives the Double Edge, which is super unfortunate, but it goes for a Reflect, so okay, bit of a freebie for us. Then Rhydon lands a massive 5-turn Fury attack, leaving Pikachu with not enough health to survive a Razor Leaf from Venusaur. Okay, Gyarados and Arcanine go down without dealing damage, but we level up before Venusaur. And with no badge boost now, Psychic is no longer a 2-hit KO, but Pikachu barely survives a Mega Drain, and then Venusaur goes for growth. And just like the anime protagonist, Pikachu uses the power of friendship to clutch out a narrow victory and become the new champion. And with that, the challenge is over. When it comes to the starters, people will argue which Pokemon is the best until the natural heat death of the universe. However, we can all agree, right now, that Pikachu, without a doubt, is the worst starter of them all. Well, as always, I want to thank you for making it to the end of this video. These videos are a lot of fun, but also a lot of work, so I really do appreciate it. There's a playlist on my channel where you can find the rest of my Pokemon Challenge videos if you want to check those out as well. And if you like this kind of content and want to see more, subscribe and enable notifications so you'll know right away the next time one of these episodes is uploaded. And let me know in the comments what other Pokemon you want to see, and I'll probably do it. Well, it's finally time, y'all. We're taking a bit of a break from Kanto and heading back to Johto for a while to see if we can beat Pokemon Crystal using only one Phanpy. All of you clamoring in the comments for Johto are finally getting your wish. Anyways, as always, until next time,